scream bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
Hi everybody, it's Paul from Gauntlet Comix. Today is Thursday, which means it's time for Hulkverine Devil Fever. So it's been a while since I've done this. Thanks for coming and seeing this. Today, I wanted to go into What If number 26, put out in June 1991. What if the Punisher had killed Daredevil? Pretty great cover. Punisher's all buffed up. There's Spider-Man, there's Daredevil. For those who don't know, What If is a comic book that basically says what if. It's sort of tells you an alternative version or a version that we didn't think of what would happen if certain events happen. Like this one is the Punisher had killed Daredevil. So let's go ahead and start it. Of course, your hosts on these are always going to be the Watchmen. This one's pretty beat up. It's a newsstand. This comic is a little beat up, as you can see, but that's all right. I remember reading this. I read it over and over. Absolutely love this comic book. I got two of my favorite characters right here, of course. So let's go ahead and go in here. Now remember, this is a Fever episode, so I'm just going to let loose and geek out. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it's going to feel good to do it again. There's Battletoads ad for Nintendo. So it starts out pretty cool. I really like this layout. The art's really good in this. Writing is terrific as well. So I just really like this panel layout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 panels. Big use of blue tone. I like the design of the city. This ink wash up here. So basically, as we go through, there's the Watchman. He watches over everything. He's on the moon. There's actually a few Watchmen. By the way, this is done by Kurt Busiek, the writer. Artist is Luke McDonald. He did the cover as well. Inks and penciling. Janice Chang is the letterist. Tom Vincent's colorist. Craig Anderson, editor. And of course, Tom DeFalco is editor-in-chief. What If? Volume 2, number 26, June 1991. So, this sets you up, tells you what the Watchmen's all about, and, they see everything that people don't usually see. And here we are on a rooftop. You have the Punisher shooting Daredevil, kills him, because Daredevil falls off the roof. Getting operated on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels. And once again, I got to refer to that one Metallica album. I can't remember the name of it now, but the one where they didn't let Kurt Hammett play guitar, do any guitar solos. This has no good splash. This is your splash right here, your splash page. So, yeah, there's no lead guitar happening here. So they come over. Spider-Man comes over to see Froggy to confirm that Daredevil was dead. He's friends with Daredevil. This really, really irritates him. I found this to be a little awkward, this panel. I get it, we're looking up, but Spidey's pose is really awkward there. That's okay. It's still cool. Look at that. The old Fleer cards. So moving through, and basically Punisher's going after a gang, and all these superheroes keep getting in his way. He doesn't refer to himself as a superhero, but he does refer to Spider-Man, etc., as superheroes, and they keep interrupting. So Spidey's come to talk to the Punisher about killing his friend, and a line in the sand, the old not role-playing game. Yeah, role-playing game, I think. It's sort of a little bit like Risk. And, a lot of narrative going on here. Look at this, Daredevil. He's angry about Daredevil. He doesn't understand that in a war there are casualties on both sides. I can't allow this to stop me. So you got a lot of that going on. By the way, the death of Daredevil was accidental. Punisher never meant to kill him. He had a tranquilizer gun. The tranquilizer didn't put him down. So he used a real gun on him, and Daredevil ended up falling off of the roof. Here you have Froggy meeting with Ben Ulrich, and he hands over a file with linking of several politicians to organized crime. Of course, that hits the papers. By the way, Daredevil's identity is revealed through the death. And here you have a fight with Spidey and Punisher. Love the artwork. I always loved their artwork from The Rocketeer. I didn't really dig the movie. I probably got to watch it now again. I'm a little older. I might appreciate it more. So anyways, Spidey is fighting the Punisher. Punisher gets one up on him and goes ahead and shoots him. Actually, I got that mixed up. The tranquilizer was for Spidey. And then he ended up having to use a gun, shot him in the, I believe, the shoulder or the chest. Here we're back at the Daily Bugle. Ben is getting ready to release the front page. So as you see here, Spider-Man's identity is revealed. I like this. That's pretty cool. They use that quite a bit. And then here we are at Forest Hills, home of Aunt May. She's getting the paper. Along come the gangsters, because they know it's Spider-Man's aunt, and they kill her. Now the Avengers step in. You have, or actually not, well, it's part of the Avengers. You have Cap, Hawkeye, and I believe that's John. And they're talking to the mayor. The mayor wants them to back down. They want the police force to handle it. So they decide to back down. But they're not the only ones that are going to want to go after the Punisher. Spidey and Daredevil are well loved. Look who shows up to the fight. Cloak and Dagger. Now Punisher's all like, this is amateur hour. Shoots at him, of course. Cloak absorbs the bullets through his darkness. Then the gangsters come in and interrupt. Punisher at this point is getting mad because he can't complete a mission. Oh, here's a possible part of a splash page. They push him in the water. And once again, of course, he's got a backup plan. He's got some air tied off to the pillars. And here you have a special bulletin. The lettering in here is pretty good. It's, I like it. I like the way that they do this for the news. And this is breaking news that a bunch of politicians have resigned because of their connection to organized crime. Mayor gets on, talks about it. So going through. Now these green ones are Ben Ulrich. Now this gets very interesting as you go through. I like the writing because they really use logic on what happens here. Here the mayor resigns. Punisher's getting ready to attack again. He's at that. Family. They're moving out. They've had enough. They can't take it anymore because gang war has been going on underneath the Punisher's nose the whole time. And he didn't even realize it. So New York is just not good business right now. Suddenly it all falls in place. I don't really get this frame. That's all right. Look at this beautiful rendering of the plaza. I love it. It's a 3-ring circus, the biggest New York has been in years. But it's a New York circus. It's politics, it's Broadway show, it's a prize fight with a knockout at the end. And it happens the way everything important in New York happens, at the plaza. Very nice rendering. I like that. So the Punisher's showing up. All of a sudden, bam, here comes Peter. My aunt is dead and you are responsible. You're going to die. Because you'll see why he thinks this. So they're fighting. New mayor is being put in place. Punisher figures out that Spidey was holding back on him all those times they fought. And Spidey's going full power on him. He's already cracked some ribs. Absolutely crawling up the wall with him. He's just pummeling the Punisher, of course. I mean, Aunt May's all he had left, and he loves her, as we all know. Gets him to the top. Punisher shoots him. And it's all coming down to the Kingpin. Yes, my guns are lost, broken, or empty. A knife will have to do. Goes after the Kingpin. He's so slow from his beating he took from Spidey that the Kingpin just knocks the knife away and gets one up on him. He kills the Punisher. Oh, no, he didn't kill him, but he's hurt him pretty bad, mortally. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, that's why I always have a backup plan. Backup plan? What do you mean? He crushes my throat and I make a wish. I checked in luggage earlier, long before the security people arrived. My wish is that I live long enough to see them find it. Kingpin, if you're reading this, I didn't make it back to disarmament. Good luck. I do. So that's pretty typical Punisher, man. Always a backup plan. Always some cool gadgets. And look at that. Right at the end. Wham. Love this. It's a little quick drawing, but it's awesome. And then here you go. Punisher kill spree comes to a tragic end. Punisher, Theodore Madison, and the mayor, and Wilson Fisk. And look at this. He died in the way he lived, violently and without explanation. And in dying, he won his greatest battle. Freed a city entangled in the tentacles of crime and cut off the monster's head. He had much to answer for in life, but he died a hero. And no one knows. No one on Earth. And of course, there's a Watchman. The end. So, yeah, this is a great comic book. Always loved it. I thought the writing in it was really good, how they brought it around. And this just typifies, the Punisher. And it typifies how, not typifies, what's the word I'm looking for? Symbolizes that basically it's mutual self-destruction. Punisher's always going to get his way in the end. He's going to kill you if he wants to. It shows that universe, and it shows how quickly things decline when a hero, street-level hero like Daredevil is killed, and then Spider-Man, how everything just starts to go to crap real quick. I miss the splash pages. As I mentioned, this is a great rendering. I love that. The art's really good. I like the art in it. It's old school. But this always brings me back to the argument, when was the art the best? Now or back then? I mean, now they got the AIDS. By the way, look at that. Three Musketeers. Oh. Nowadays, they got computers to help them with it. All the artists still use a talent, colorist as well. But the final product is really, really, I like the final product these days. Like starting about 2011 coming forward. It's just really cool. But there's something to be said about these types of comics where it's not glossy. It's good old-fashioned paper. I love some of these scenes, too. I was really, even today as I was rereading this, for some reason I was surprised to see them show up. I don't know why. But I love Cloak and Dagger. They were one of my favorites when I was younger. The TV show really didn't do them justice, I don't think. I love the TV show, but it could have been so much better. So thanks for joining me. Be looking for tomorrow, Iron Indies. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. Got a crazy bunch of independent comics in. What did I figure? I think I said the last one about, 300 to 600 indie comics. So I got a lot of choices to go from. The question is, do I want to do something familiar, or do I want to do something that I haven't read yet and just dive into a comic and just read it and do a little research on it? By the way, who remembers this? The All-Star Challenge on Game Boy. Great game. Great game. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. If you're subscribed, if you haven't, you like this kind of content, please subscribe. Make sure to share, like. If you appreciate it enough that you want to tip me, there's a tip jar in the description. Hey, I ain't too proud to beg. But anyways, yeah, there's a tip jar in the description. Another coming up also, besides I for Indies, we'll also be doing a review of my finished product, my art piece I was working on for OG Avengers. I'm going to do that later today or tomorrow. Then I'll see you tomorrow. And have a great day.